we will not go. We are prevented by those people going by that. That's our small way of preventing. And others that are returned back, we refer them to appropriate agency that we are collaborating with.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So now, in all of this, what is the role of the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons when it comes to all these things that we're talking about, trafficking and all those, and smuggling? Madam has mentioned, has thrown in smuggling into the issue. So what is the role of the Commission, and then how can vulnerable persons engage the Commission to, assist them? Maybe like if somebody, like you've been hearing about, like Madam also just mentioned now, about wrong japa, when somebody tells you, somebody even recently sent me a video, and it was a white guy that was talking. I can't remember the country he was saying. When I saw it, to me, it looked like, I don't know if you know AI, artificial intelligence. It didn't look real to me. And really, the person said it, I just said this is a scam. And the person was saying, oh, just apply free, you don't need to pay for visa, you don't need to pay for tickets, free jobs, free, as in. And the person that sent it to me was excited, like, because they wanted to apply. And I immediately dissuaded the person because I know better. But so how can, our POCs, how can they get the right information? How does the Commission come in? Thank you.
Thank you so much. First and foremost, I want to say that those of us that are seated here, the POCs especially, we are very lucky to watch this film today. And you already have the information in your various communities where you are. So I want to implore you, when you get back to your various places, try and inform others about this film. Of course, it's not a sin to move from one place to another. But when it becomes easy is when you travel irregularly. So, Nigeria government is interested in the affairs of all refugees. If your protection matters to us, your security is of paramount to National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons. We do this by either asking you to locally integrate, or voluntary repatriation, or resettlement, which majority of you seated there always crying for. We have so many programs in place for you, so as to make you have that sense of belonging. Like I used to say, we are all black, we are all Africans, and we are all human beings. So wherever you are, be your brother's keeper. Nigeria government collaborates with so many of our sister agencies and the international bodies like NAPSIP, NIS, Ministry of Labor, Migrant Resource Center, to have various programs for all of you. And when you are contented with whatever you have, you'll be able to go places. As it has been said, there is no greener pasture anywhere. And like I used to say, if you travel irregularly, you get to Europe, you get to Canada, you are not going to be picking dollars or pounds on the floor. You are going to work. And the kind of work you will do there is inhumane compared to what you will do here in Nigeria or in any other African country. So I want to let you know that if you fall victim, or in order not to fall victim of irregular migration or human trafficking, make yourself available, get information. Our office is on number 13 Awolowo Road, Ikoyi, Lagos. That's the office of the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons. And as you have been told, NAPSIP also, they are at Ikeja GRA. You can get information from them, or you try that their hotline 627, right? So we also have in place for our young, may I call them upcoming children that are becoming adults. We have a program for them in schools. We call it Migration Club, whereby we go from one school to the other. We started about 2 years ago on the island. We pray to take it to other states of the Federation. There, we show this type of film to our children. We let them know the evil effect of traveling irregularly. And also to let them know that when they work hard, they can make it. So when you work hard in Nigeria, our POCs, I want to tell you, you will make it. So put your mind at rest. Look at Mukete in that film. I think the write-up at the end, they said he completed his education, university education, studied business administration, and he became somebody in life. That is what Nigeria government is ready to do for you in conjunction with DAFI. We have that program in place so that you can be sponsored even to the higher institution, so that you can be qualified and get yourself good job and become useful to yourself and to your community. Also, we have empowerment program in place. I'm sure majority of you seated here, you have gone through one training or the other, organized by the federal government, training on tailoring, hairdressing, shoemaking, bead making, even on computer, IT. And we have a center, we call it, it's at Ibejuleki Migrant Center, where we have special training for you for a period of 3 months. Thereafter, you can be qualified and you start your own businesses. And after that, before you start your business, of course, government always give startup kits and grants. I'm sure majority of you have enjoyed that. So just make sure you do what you know how to do best. Don't involve yourself in anything that will cause problem or harm to you. When you see something, say something. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, with that, I've come to the end of my questions. We'll just take 3 questions from the house. So if you have a question, raise up your hands. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so. Here.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is James Amuta. I'm one of the producers of Oloture. It's a film on human trafficking. It's on Netflix. And also the director of Black Harvest is a film on organ harvesting. So I want to know, I like this film, but my question is this going to be an ongoing exercise? Are you going to make more films like this, or are you going to create a series? Like, I remember back in the day, the I Need to Know series on HIV/AIDS. Are you going to make more films, more series like this to get people who actually need this? And are you going to take it to communities through community cinema to those vulnerable areas in those kind of places that we know where these things happen? You know, so that people can actually, you know, get more information and protect themselves. I recently returned from France, and looking through our airports, I'll leave that for another day, but my question is, do you have plans to make more films like this?
The next question. Next question.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Don Campela. I'm a refugee from DRC. My question is how to ask discrimination is a part of human trafficking. For example, I want to give example. I'm into painting and decoration. But anytime we have a contract to work, they are paying us less than Nigerians. They said that you are not a Nigerian, you are a foreigner. Just want to ask, is it part of human trafficking? Because we are not collecting our rights. We are working the same work. We are doing the same work because for payment, we are collecting less than Nigeria. That is my question. Thank you.
See the person up there before.
Now, my question is regarding the other side of what is not being talked about. Everybody has been talking about trafficking by organ harvesting. What about the menace of those that are willing for their organs to be harvested? How do the government agencies tackle this? Because it's unspoken, it's silent, and it's deadly, happening every day as we're talking about it. People that are willing to sell their organs and put the lives and the lives of their families in danger.
I'm not from film, the film is so exposed, so real, so real. In actual fact, it expresses exactly what is going on outside there. My question is this: is it possible for any of us that is interested to take it to churches, to take it to local environment? Is there any way we can collaborate with UNHCR or those in charge? This is just a question. So that we can quickly fast track how this thing can get to people. As we've been hearing since, it's a menace. It's a menace. A friend of mine even opted to offer his own kidney. That man was asking for sale. Just saying he needed money to take care of himself.
Thank you very much. Okay, so, and I think it also connects to what the last question about, having, community theater and all of that. I'll leave the floor for, yes, for UNHCR, but then also, yes, it touches on everybody. So I'll just have UNHCR respond.
Thank you for this question. UNHCR is an international humanitarian organization. It's supporting the people of the government of Nigeria in order to face those questions of protection, includes also this human trafficking. But we will continue to support the government, but to disseminate it largely also we need the support. We are supporting the government, but also the government to reinforce its effort in order to tackle those other things. You talk about HIV, you talk about other problems that the society is facing. It is a way of sensitizing and put a lot of awareness so that people can be convinced. Of course, on our side, we will continue to do what we can, but of course, we need to bring everybody on board. Civil society, other agencies like IOM and other development agencies can come on board, and this is a very big problem that we need to tackle together.
I would advise you look first at the t-shirt you're wearing. Look at the t-shirt. You will see this code. You need to download a QR code on your phone with an app. And then when you scan this code, you lead you straight to the film. So it's available on YouTube. You can watch, you can download, you can share. And then it's also something we're discussing with our partners, that at the town hall meetings, they could take around 20 minutes of the town hall meeting to screen the film.
I think we partner with Lagos State government to create awareness to generality of people through radio jingle, TV shows, talk, lectures, and going from one place to the other, making use of community leaders to sensitize the generality of people on every aspect of migration, trafficking in persons, and so many other things that will create a good atmosphere for our POCs and everybody at large. Thank you.
I also want to respond to the issue, and particularly the person that spoke about taking to churches and the community. I also want to say that we in NAPTIP are involved in research and continues to be involved in research, especially particularly there's a program, community dialogue, alongside with sponsored by IOM. I think National Recruitment Commission is there, NOAA is there, no, Immigration is not there. NOAA is there, and many other organizations. And also in our own way, like presently, we have been going to schools to inaugurate Anti-Human Trafficking Club in collaboration with IOM and Federal Ministry of Education, which have done in all the unity schools in Lagos and Ogun State. We go to churches, we go to markets every time. Even schools come to our office. Even yesterday, there was a group of schools that came for excursion, because you know very well that the federal government, in collaboration with the federal government, we secured the opportunity to infuse the issue of anti-human trafficking in the school curriculum. Not only in the school curriculum of secondary school, but also for you to be a qualified NCE holder, you must be taught human trafficking. So it's also one of the qualifications you have to satisfy. Then also, we now went a step further through the Federal Ministry of Education to establish anti-human trafficking and violence against her, which is also handled by NAPTIP, in every unity school, which we have done in Ogun and Lagos, including where you have King's College, Queen's College, and the rest of them. And we are now stepping it down to other schools. And really, IOM, supported us, and we are doing it together with them and some other organizations. So we have, awareness is an ongoing stuff. But I want to say this, at times it might appear as if we are not doing much. But don't forget that even if you keep an arm rubber here, tomorrow another one will come on this same point. But that does not mean that you have to continue. That is why you see crimes, even in all those Western wars, still happening. Because I know in my own officer training, they say you cannot eradicate crime. You can only reduce it to the barest minimum. So we continue to do and create awareness in all through different means, but to see how we continue to go, to see that we reduce it to the barest minimum. Thank you.
I give you a round of applause. The churches and the mosque is a very vital tool in ensuring that this sensitization go on. Because you even find out that most of them are recruited from the churches, from the mosque. When people come on stage and say, I'm giving a testimony, I got a visa to go to Egypt, it will encourage every other, but without knowing what the person wants to go and do. It's a collective effort. At Muritala Mohammed Airport, I will repeat, we have past people, individuals, who has come by themselves, including Indomie. They will just drop money for these people because when they come, they are confused. They don't know where to go to. We disburse that to them. Those are individuals. As they are bringing them, they are seeing them. They will ask questions, Madam, what is going on with these people? These are our people they brought back. Please, can you give them this money so that they can even find their way out for those who don't have crime? Nollywood, this Judith Autu, she has done great things. We all have many, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes videos we watch about the jesters. We watch them in the evening. If they begin to sensitize the public with their meaning videos, with their laughing period, everybody will have it all over. You have a role to play. The government have a role. International organizations have a role. Government agencies have a role. It's a collective effort. Thank you.
Thank you.
A lady from DRC, the discrimination, right? Well, I want to say it's everywhere. I think it depends on your negotiation power. So I just want to encourage you, don't be discouraged. When one is not paying as much as expected, focus on somebody else. So God can bring another person to you that will even pay you much more than in Nigeria. All right, thank you.
Yeah. But just to touch on that, you might not, since your own is business that you talked about, for those who are in employment, like regular employment, you shouldn't be paid less than Nigerians if you're a non-Nigerian. And so if you have that kind of issue, you can report to the commission. We have we have an apparatus that deals with that. We have something that handles that. We have a unit that is to deal with such things, especially if you have a contract with the employer, or you have some form of agreement with the employer, and you're working in paid employment, and you can prove that there is some discrimination at that level. But if it is in business, like Madam has said, business is is dog eat dog. It's a survival of the fittest.
Relating to discrimination, I have worked in many different other countries in Africa, but I want really to mention that Nigeria government is really a government which respects the right of the refugees in the country, and of course, that is a reputable, indication that some of enterprises can exploit our beneficiary. It's good to raise, and on our side, what we need to do is to convince them. If you come to our office and inform us enterprises which are using such a kind of discrimination, I want to point out a very important, sign that the government of Nigeria is showing. There is Lagos State Employment Fund, which is opening the door even for refugees. The Ministries of Women Affairs and Poverty Reduction do not discriminate refugees. Everybody who wants to be trained on vocational training between the community of refugees, they have opened their door. I have been with them discussing and asking them to support the refugees. They have been doing that. It is only the refugees who are reluctant because some of them do not like those vocational training, because there are some who are high educated and they think that the vocational trainings are for people uneducated. But something that we still encouraging you to join, because it is a way of inserting yourself in social economic, in the economic inclusion of the society.
Thank you, Mr. Ailes, and thank you, audience. I want to actually respond to one of the questions raised in terms of how to ensure sustainability of where people started making it popular about issue of human trafficking, irregular migration, and all this. It became an issue. So we are now stronger than where we were before. Yes, we are now stronger. And also, there is need for us to strengthen this structure that we have now. Because those days, you can't see a police officer talking like this about human trafficking. If you see, you notice that his knowledge about what is happening now is modernized. He is aware of the trends. When some of us started this advocacy some 13, 14 years ago, you will enter offices of some of the security agencies and government, they will tell you, I don't know what you're talking about. If people want to go and die in Libya Road, they should go and die. What is our business? But today, you are seeing uniform agencies taking the lead in advocacy. You are seeing government agencies ensuring, even when, it's not as if they don't know before. They know, but they don't care. But now they care. So what I'm trying to say is that we are stronger now. And one of the reasons why we have a network of civil society being present in this is for dissemination of information. We have a strength in Nigeria. I can sit down here now and contact Sokoto State, more than 40 organizations, and tell them what to do. I can contact Enugu, Anambra, coordinate them and tell them what to do. We were not there before. So I think we have to utilize what we have now. We have to scale up our commitment, to stop this menace. Because it's an issue. If we are not concerned, it will swallow us. Recently, we strengthened our relationship at the level of civil society with the immigration. Before, when Nigerians are being returned from Nigeria to the country, a lot of them complained, but when we began to come together, work together as collaboration, begin to identify some of these people who voluntarily return, and immigration officers begin to kick in and begin to see reasons with what we are saying, and they now understood that this program is a program for the rights of Nigerians. They know about some of these things. So what I'm saying is, this program is our program as Nigerians. And these people, if I didn't come here, if I was not told that these people are refugees, I wouldn't have even known. I was thinking they are from my village. Because some of them look like me. Some of them are that. So I wonder why some persons will sit down and say, this guy or this lady is a foreigner, I wouldn't pay what she deserves. So, something that we have to take up in terms of awareness raising, in terms of ensuring that this issue of stigmatization and discrimination is a thing of the past. It's also a human factor. But I want to tell you that the reason why we're involved is to ensure that we also take up your concern to where necessary. In terms of your work with the government, in terms of your work with the private sector, we'll let them know that you should be treated as human being. A refugee is a human being. A migrant is a human being. And nobody is illegal, and nobody should be treated as a less human being. So that is my contribution.
Thank you very much. Speaking like a true comrade. So, Mr. Frederick, in closing, just address the issue of can somebody be willing to have his organs harvested?
What I would only just say is that I try to explain the human trafficking, and it comes in three parts: the action, the means, and the purpose. Once we discover this action, that the person was recruited, along the line, then the means was that he was coerced or forced, or deceived. Then, for the purpose of exploitation, it is pure human trafficking. But also, when the human trafficking has to do with a child, which is child trafficking, whether the means are there or not, it is direct human trafficking. What do I mean? For instance, a child is assumed to be one who is below 18 years. He cannot decide for himself or herself. Meaning that whether the means the person was forced or coerced or kidnapped or abducted, we don't look at that. We only look at the action taken and the end. So that's why I keep on saying, or we do say that there are things that look like human trafficking, not human trafficking, not like prostitution, I try to emphasize on. So if you at the end of the day discovered the person is not a minor in the first place, therefore, whatever decision she had already accepted to do that particular action, that's I will donate my baby, like the case we know that happened the other way. I don't like calling that name. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning that whether the person, in case of human trafficking, whether you accepted that you will do prostitution is not an issue. Because when you were told, maybe you were not told the number of men you will be sleeping in a day. Even if you knew, maybe you were not told the weather condition of that place. Even if you were told, maybe there are certain things you were not told or were hidden before. That's why I say that it thrives most on deception, and that is always the hallmark of human trafficking. So in the case of willingly donating your organ, well, but if we discover that there was some element, no matter how small or how minute it is, we will go in for prostitution. So, but I will just ask you, if you see anyone, that's why someone has already said it, and it's a common glitch. If you see something, say something. If you see anyone, just call us on 627. Don't even go about saying, I have reported him, they will come and arrest him. Keep them out short, because these are criminals. They will come after you. Quietly go to your corner, call us. And I keep on saying, if you go to civil defense, if you cannot reach us immediately, maybe the thing is a life-threatening issue that we cannot come at that particular time. Maybe you are far away, then you see civil defense, they have human trafficking unit. Immigration has, police has. You can even, if you see that, you can report to any of our partners, like all the NGOs, including PCI. We have Sempakita here. If you think that they will do better than at that particular moment, while you wait for the next day to come back, make sure that whoever that takes in the person do not end up in trouble, saying that you have taken a gear inside to do another thing. So anytime you see anything, even if you are not too sure, call us, report to us, we know what to do or where to start from. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Please put your hands together, and please can we all rise, all the panelists, for a group photograph. Please give them a round of applause. They've been amazing. Closing remarks.
We are well spoken. All I have to say is a very big thank you to all of us once again, UNHCR, the panelists, and I can see a lot of teenagers here today. When you get back home, I don't talk calm. Make una tell your people, say, you come watch this film today. The film makes sense to you. Make una tell them, say, make them no travel irregularly. And make them no put their hand in anything that will cause them problem, especially on human trafficking. God go bless all, bless all of us. Thank you. See you some other time.
And also try to educate them on how to identify human trafficking. So, and as a human trafficking was something that's needed to be done to speak, louder, usually for people to see, because I'm a bit person. And in the film, I trust the state with giving refugees for something that because this is a story very complex. There are refugees, and now refugees to tell them story was very personal, to them. It was something that actually really my team and no, but it was, to be honest, it was awesome. We were planning to come back to it was an amazing experience. One thing I learned from it was the fact that they're very content, very peaceful, and because everything we want to do, they give us everything to make sure to feel, get together. And I was also giving this to UNHCR There are a lot of those kind of films coming out. You have the TV, you actually have shelters, you have a lot of interesting films actually. We're doing a lot to try to just for them to use the environment and get people to watch and entertain them, but also educating them in the addition, the controller ones
the short film, the shoot film, and the entry
this film, bring your hand down, and it's coming at the right time. If you look at the actual time, dangerous people, and tell the stories.
This is the story of people who have come back and what they are going through, what they went through, and what they are seeing. Being an immigration officer, I would like you to know that there are three triplets evil in the society trending now. The first one is anti-human trafficking. The second one is smuggling of migrants. Why they talk? We all know the story. And there are many factors to that. Factors. Economic factors. A lot of people are going across this issue thinking they will need to bring that back. But there's one thing. When they get there, they realize that it's not in play. It's not more like retail and product. It's all about irregular migration. When people go out without knowing where and what they're going for. And the entire these days, there are different baits and deception with regards to trafficking. We call it Japan. We call it, please don't do wrong Japan. What is Japan all about? Free scholarship, free school. Don't even buy ticket or buy ticket. Oh, we are going to work in the supermarket in Egypt, in Pakistan, in Bangladesh, in Morocco, different parts of the nations abroad. I'm getting there. It's a different world. But because Nigerian Immigration Service is starting with the responsibility of control of the migrants, the Controller General of Immigration, Mr. Jimmy, I started with a lot of work at this point of exit and entry. Don't forget, Nigeria and particularly Lagos see on an average a day 7,000 migrants in and out. So this is becoming a race whereby we need to prevent our girls, our future, the men, from going to where they are not expected to. Many of them come back to tell the story of how their harvest have been harvested, how their organs have been harvested. They are coming back with a story of babysitting. There's a particular girl came and just entered. I always talk about her. And she fainted on us. We don't know where to take her to. And she was not talking. Then we took her to the hospital and this hospital rejected her until she said, we took us in the hospital. Somebody has to come and sit down. On doing that, she was not talking, so we don't know her location where she's going to. Don't we have a passport, addresses, but we couldn't really locate that. To cut the long story short, we had to inform other sisters. This type of thing, getting there, they got, we find out that they were using her for baby. Because she was 19, the psychologist said that what took her voice away was the trauma she went through. That is why Nigerian girls and ladies are going through going abroad. So this is no other time to promote this thing where people are sensitized at different points of view. Also reading the newspaper recently of our new passport office, where some people wanted to take passports for people. What with the sole purpose of trafficking them. The cartel was allowed to this on the newspaper. So please let's go out in the churches, traditional rulers, everywhere to talk about the story. And it's refugees are also very vulnerable for human trafficking. Why? Because they have come to the end of their life and they felt anybody that could talk to them and deceive them, they will fall a victim. So this film is showing us that don't follow deception. Wait, be patient. What the government is doing, international organizations, they are doing to reintegrate and rehabilitate them should be patiently worked on instead of looking for a fast route and get on to their fields.
Thank you.
From Nigeria immigration point of view is we started initiating anti-smoking club at different schools. Do you know why? The word of singlers, the word of narrative. Who are the people talking to our younger generations? So, the anti-smoking club, inclusive of putting it in the curriculum in school, and we are teaching it at all in the churches in school. We raise awareness, and it will be able to prevent them from falling a victim of those who talk to them.
Thank you.
My name is Ibrahim Kabura. I'm the head of field office for the National High Commission for which is coordinating international humanitarian action. Vulnerable person like internal displaced person, refugees, statelessness, and all other person. So these are people which traffickers are targeting in order some of them be trafficked. The reason why we are playing this one in order to sensitize, to make awareness on this group of population so that they can make a good choice. Bringing awareness on the dangers of with those things that traffickers are making of them so that they can be convinced and understand the danger they are passing.
Southwest now coordinator, National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons.
So dangers of the short film that shows all these things that impact potential refugees.
Yeah, this film is, first and foremost, I would like to say a big thank you to UNHCR and the producer for bringing this film to our POC's persons of concern today. Honorable Federal Commissioner, National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, Aja Iman Sulaiman Ibrahim FSI, is passionate about anything that concerns the refugees, asylum seekers, internally displaced, and our POCs generally. And this film, like the name implies, dangerous, is a film that is showing a live situation of what happens to people that travel irregularly. And of course, it's good to travel, but do it normally, regularly, and make sure that you don't put yourself in danger. So a lot of them are exposed to dangers of traveling irregularly, of collecting gifts from unknown people, from the menace that we face today, trafficking, human trafficking, and organ harvesting. And all of that will go a long way to appeal to their consciousness, to do whatever they want to do in a normal way. Like I told them in the hall, we are all Africans. They have a lot of potential in Nigeria to develop themselves. Governments have a lot of programs in place for them. Even now, we go from school, secondary school, catching them young, making sure that children especially are exposed to dangers of traveling irregularly, and whereby after watching the film listening to lectures, they go back to their various homes and communities to create awareness. And also we create awareness by working together, partnering with community leaders, religious leaders, to make sure that everybody are aware of human trafficking and how to cope that situation.
Thank you so much for joining. My name is James. I'm a film producer and director and writer. The film, the short film you just did, what impact do you think it will have on potential refugees?
Okay, see, personally, I have a first-hand knowledge of how powerful film is in combating the menace of human trafficking. I produced Oloture. I was one of the producers of Oloture, the film on human trafficking on Netflix. And I also produced and directed another film on organ harvesting, Black Harvest. It's not out yet. So I remember when Oloture came out, it was a huge international phenomenon, right? So it was in the news, on CNN, on BBC, caused an outrage, like, wow, so this happens in Nigeria. And then the agencies in Nigeria were like compelled to do something. So a lot of what's happening now with all these agencies fighting human trafficking is as a result of the fallout from Oloture. That Oloture came out 2020. Yes, you know, it's as a result of the fallout, because I think the film actually exposed how human trafficking works in Nigeria, and it was kind of like embarrassing to the government and the government agencies to see that such things were happening under their, their very eyes, and they had to do something. So I'm very happy that a film like this is out. So a film like this will go ahead to sensitize the grassroots. Right? You understand? I believe that the film like this should go to the communities, to the rural areas, community cinemas. Because not everybody, people in VI, like they're not really worried about, being trafficked and stuff like that. But when you go to where people are impoverished, you begin to understand how even a job that pays 30K somewhere is very lucrative. I also worked on documentaries featuring internally displaced persons in Maiduguri and Abdamawa and Co during the height of the whole Boko Haram thing. So I'm very familiar with this, with what's going on with this subject and stuff. And I'm very happy that a film like this is out. And I know it's a powerful thing, but the thing is the dissemination, the exhibition, how it's taken from here to the people that actually need to see it. That's the only question you want to ask.
So I was educated in the process of making this film.
So you just film the short film, people at home with seeing this film, just to potential refugees.
So for me, there are two things, right? One is it's one thing for you to speak up when there's an issue for you, and so it's another thing for you to realize that there's an issue. That's the biggest challenge, right? So what we are trying to pass, the message we're trying to pass is realize that there's an issue first, and then second, speak up, because adults are going to be adults. You cannot force adults to do what they want to do, regardless of the fact that they're transparent. So when you realize that this is an issue, that there's no detriment to them as a human being, then you can help. But if you don't know that it's going to cause them harm, you don't know that it's going to make them. I get what you call it. So I'm hoping that issue and for me, appreciating this film because it was one of the sweetest sets I've ever been on. From script development to travel to go on shoot, shot like in Oboja, it was It was very easy. They were part of our relationship. Like, so when we got to Oboja, they were literally the ones helping us. Because they have experienced this thing. They are the ones that passed wherever they passed, not to Nigeria. Right? You cannot tell what else to them. And they were willing to help us in whatever way. And they really, which I really appreciate.